dash. That's Morse code for the letter V. V for victory. During World War II, that one letter was tapped over airways and written on walls to encourage the Allied troops. Encouragement they would need, as it would take 6 long years until the Allied troops reached that desired victory. World War II was a time of great loss and devastation. It spanned over continents and across oceans. And the heartbreaking effects of the war were felt here, too. But on the flip side, it meant that business in the shipyards was booming. For while shipbuilding, a ship a week became the goal. With more ships needing to be built, but less men around to do the work, they had a problem. Well, what to do? Well, what about women? Wanted 15 women to do a real war job. Urgent need for passer girls ages 18 and over. Good pay, steady day shift, keen work. A real war job? Because running a household, looking after children, and rationing supplies wasn't a real war job, apparently. So, just like that, the first 15 women walked into the Wallace shipbuilding yard, into a man's world. Were they really up for the job? Many of their new co-workers had their doubts. Little man upon the slab, unheard of though he be, no mighty ship for peace or war would sail if it weren't for he. His body slick with manly sweat like the rest of his unsung crew. Little man upon the slab, we doff our hats to you. With all these gals running around the shipyard, it's feeling a lot like Little Woman. I haven't read the book, but sounds like it. 15 of them just waltzing around in their coveralls. Little woman upon the slab, unheard of though she be, no mighty ships for peace or war would sail if it weren't for she. Yeah, right. As if they aren't strong enough for the work. I know. We need the help. But what are the higher-ups thinking? You know, this is all because of that broad, Miss Grace McGaw. Heard Mr. Wallace found her working at the airport. He brought her in to talk to the GM. Now, I don't know what she said, but the next thing you know, the GM's strong objections for women working in the shipyard melted. It's a slap in the face is what it is. They aren't strong enough for the work. We'll be sweeping up bobby pins and wiping lipstick off the drinking fountain. I mean, even us men need a first-class physique. Them gals, standing the jar of the riveting gun, yeah, I give them a week. They are going to hate it. I love it. It's the best job I've ever had. Well, it's the only job I've ever had. Oh, you should go down and get a job. They need more women. Doesn't matter your experience. One woman was icing cakes, and now she's handling a power drill. I certainly didn't know if I could do it when I started, but you learn the ropes, especially after your first rivet burn. That molten hot rivet hits, ooh, you've got no skin. That happens once and you learn real quick. And the job pays real well, better than a sales clerk or over at the cannery. And I can support my daughter on my own. I'm getting paid as much as the men, if you can believe it. You should have seen my mom's face when I told her that I would be wearing men's coveralls. You wouldn't, she said. Oh yes, I would, I replied. I don't dare tell her the words and expressions I've heard since working on the yard. Things I would have never been exposed to if I hadn't started work here. No. People come from all over to work at the shipyard. They come from across Canada and as far as Singapore, Russia, Austria. Being around all these people from all these places, it's made me really grow up. I was grown, but it's made me really know things and see things. When a ship launches, it sails only because we all came here together at the yard to do so. No, now, okay, fair warning. Some of the men are running after this girl and that, saying some crude things. But if they're bothering you just tell Miss Grace, our supervisor, and she'll handle it. And if they're heckling, you just keep your head up and you know you can do the job just as well as they can. Welding, we're doing it. Riveting, we're doing it. Crane operating, we're doing it. And some of the men will have your back. You just have to prove yourself first. Eyes will be on you. But it's a job you feel excited about when you get up in the morning. Every day, I wake up, I take the streetcar down, punch in, work all day, punch out, come home dirty and sweaty and boy, does that feel good. I feel like I'm doing my little bit for the war. I feel like I belong here. Things have to be different after all this war is over. I mean, they've seen what we can do. We can't all just go back home. I can earn a living for my family, and I found strengths and abilities that I didn't even know I had. Things have to be different after this. So, what do you think?